Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm with Financial Wolf.
Great to be here, bro.
Thanks for coming. So you have 230, how many subs do you have?
I'm at almost 250. I think I'm around like 245,000 subscribers.
That's crazy. And how long did it take you to get to 250, 240?
So I've been doing YouTube. I started it the summer of my freshman year in high school. So in June of 2018, and it's 2024 now, so we're going on my 6th year.
That's crazy. Why'd you get into YouTube in the first place?
I've actually had channels like throughout my entire childhood. Like even before the channel I have now, I was doing YouTube in 6th, 7th grade. And then I continued doing it like my freshman year of high school. And it's been going pretty well. Yeah, it took a long time before like anything ever happened. Like to go from like 0 to 2,000 subscribers, it took me like over 2 years on my channel now. But once it picked up because I remember I went from like 2,000 subscribers to 20K in like 3 months.
Wow, that's crazy.
So yeah, once I got there, it kind of picked up.
So what were you even filming when you were like 6 and 7 years old?
Not when I was 6 and 7, but I probably more started YouTube when I was like, YouTube was kind of a thing, like kind of started getting bigger when I was in like 6th, 7th grade.
Oh, sorry,
so,
that's what I meant. Sorry, 6th, 7th grade.
So yeah, when I was in 6th, 7th grade, I had a channel called Slow Reactions where basically me and my friends would like film different stuff and like put it in slow motion, like pretty stupid. Like literally on the iPhone camera, we'd take water balloons and like throw them on the ground and then get like a slow motion video and then put the like basic iMovie music in the background and think it was so sick.
I used to love those videos.
Exactly.
I watch this all the time. So you started with that, and then was it the same channel that you turned into Financial Wolf, or was that a different one?
So it's funny because that channel I eventually turned into a finance channel, but then
Really?
I was doing YouTube and I started that like, I was doing like the vlogs and stuff, and I remember like I was doing it up until like my freshman year of high school, and I was on a soccer team. And at that time, only one of my friends knew about my YouTube channel.
Wow.
And then we were on like a bus going to one of the soccer games, and he showed it to one of his friends, and then that kid showed it to like the whole bus.
Oh my gosh.
And like, bro, I remember it was so embarrassing because I remember my most recent video was like, my hamster died, or like some dumb video like that, like vlogs and stuff.
Yeah.
So everyone just like made fun of me, and I had like a really cringy intro at the time that was like, what is up, people of the internet? Welcome back to another video. So then like the whole school year, people were just like repeating that intro to me. And I was like, oh my God. Eventually I actually deleted that channel.
Dang.
I just like fully deleted
it.
Yeah, I know, it was stupid. I should have been able to take it, but yeah, I eventually deleted that channel. And then I started the channel I have now, which is Financial Wolf.
And then did you get any reactions when you started the Financial Wolf page?
No, because I like waited a couple months for like people to kind of like leave me alone from it, and then I just knew I wouldn't care anymore.
Yeah.
And after a while of doing that channel, people actually thought it was cool. So like it wasn't like a big deal.
Yeah.
I don't know why I cared so much what people thought, but I got over that, and then I just kept pushing, and eventually like friends were supportive. People thought it was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So when you're like leaving high school, how many subscribers did you get to?
My senior year of high school, when I graduated, I had, I think, 82,000 subscribers.
Wow.
Yeah, I have a picture of it, like 82,009 subscribers.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then how long after did it take you to hit 100,000?
Not much. I'd say probably like 5 months, 6 months. Yeah. So I was gaining like 3,000 to 5,000 a month subscriber-wise back then.
Wow, that's huge.
And I was making probably like 5,000 a month, maybe a little more.
In high school?
By the end of high school, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, for a kid in high school, to me, that would have been a ton of money. Like,
yeah,
I
it was
wouldn't even know
fun.
what to do with that.
I would sometimes rent hotel rooms with my friends to have parties in.
Oh
so
my
like, cause
God.
no one could have people over sometimes. Yeah. So we would just like have hotel parties.
That's crazy.
So that was fun. We'd do stuff like that. But yeah, so like that's kind of what I would spend money on back then.
So when you're that young and you're making that much money, what would you do with other than get hotel rooms?
Yeah, that wasn't too much, obviously. I would spend money on videos. Like I was traveling a little bit.
Okay.
Like I would go, like sometimes I'd go get an Airbnb in Chicago, and like a few of my YouTube friends would go up there and we'd film videos like the whole week, like when I had spring break, and I would like do a video where I dress up as Spider-Man and charge people for pictures, or I sell candy on the street, or I try to turn, the whole premise of like that video was $0 to $1,000 in 1 week. Wow. So like I would do stuff like that, like go travel and yeah.
Sweet. So what's been, out of all the years you've been doing it, what's been your biggest video so far?
Biggest video was it was testing illegal dark web side hustles, where I bought stuff off the dark web and like showed how that works and stuff.
That's crazy. Did that video pop off immediately when you
No,
posted it?
it did decent immediately. Like I remember it was at like maybe like 20, 30K first week, which
Yeah.
is pretty good. And then it just kind of started picking up. Like I remember like 2 months later, it was at like 100K. And then it really blew up. Like a month later, it was like 500K and then 1 million. Like the big videos take like a while to blow up,
That's
especially
so weird.
long form. Yeah.
And is that like every video that does really well kind of takes a little bit?
Most
typically?
of them. I have a few that will hit like 100K first week or first week and a half and then stop. Like usually if they blow up right away, they won't go as big, in my opinion.
Weird.
It's weird, yeah.
And
I
do you
know.
ever have any videos from like a year ago that would blow up after?
Yeah, definitely. Like once I got my first viral video with the I sold candy at school, all of my old videos blew up.
Wow.
All of the ones I was making before, because there was kind of like a transition point in my channel where I went from making like a video every day or every other day to making like one video a week that was like as good as I possibly could make it. And then once I did that for like 3 months, one of them blew up, which was the candy video. And then all those old ones that I had put effort into started blowing up too.
Damn.
So yeah.
That's crazy. So kind of took one to really set off the rest.
Yeah.
So what did your parents have any thoughts on it, or did they know much about it when you were doing all these videos?
Yeah, they were cool with it. Like they were pretty supportive. Like when I was like younger, maybe like 6th, 7th grade doing YouTube, they were like maybe not as like okay with it. Like they're like maybe don't put videos on the internet. But I was also like a kid at that point, so I
Yeah.
get it. By the time I was in high school, they were pretty supportive. Yeah, they wanted me to go to college though.
Yeah.
They were like supportive, but they wanted to make sure I was going to college.
Yeah.
And I didn't, so.
So what do they think about that now?
Now they're supportive of that. My mom will still randomly bring up like, oh, you should go to college, like randomly, but like
Yeah.
my dad, no, not at all. He thinks what I do is pretty cool.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like growing up, it's like a dream for
Yeah,
sure.
and it's like back then they didn't really understand YouTube and how it works, but like now like my dad will like watch YouTube after work, like so
Wow.
like he's kind of like he knows what it's like he watches YouTubers and stuff.
So you kind of got him
Yeah.
into it a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. So you left high school. You had 82,000 subs, and what did the jump look like until now? Like you hit 100,000 a couple months later, 5 months later, and then how
Yeah.
quickly after did you hit to 200,000?
Okay, so once I finished high school, I actually came out to Arizona for a while, and I was doing videos. I was with some like friends from high school, and we were like, I was living with them, and I was doing videos on Turo. That's when I first started doing that. I bought my first car to rent out. I was documenting that whole experience. That kind of got me to 100,000 subscribers. Like around then is when I hit 100K, I remember. And so yeah, probably like 5 months, and then I moved to Austin, Texas. And in Austin is when like my channel really started doing well. Like I had some pretty viral ones, like I sold, or a viral video was like charging electric scooters, because that's like a big thing out
Side
there.
hustle, yeah.
So like that did good. I had a few other ones that did really well, like couch flipping, that got like 200,000 views. So in Austin, I think is when I hit really close to 200K. I think in the 1 year or around the 10-month span I was in Austin, I gained about 80,000 subscribers.
Wow.
So I went from 100K to 180K.
That's fast.
Yeah.
That's a fast jump.
Yeah.
So you started doing Turo in Phoenix.
Yeah.
How did that go for you?
Oh, not good, not good. I bought like the worst car you could possibly buy, and I know you've rented out Fiestas, but I bought the car. First of all, it was suspiciously cheap. Like I remember a Fiesta was worth around 7,000 for the one I was looking for. I find one for 4,800. Should have been a red flag right there.
Red flag for sure.
Carfax had like 2 previous accidents on it, like 4 previous owners. So like few red flags on that.
Yeah.
I go to buy the car at night in West Phoenix, which is like I think a sketchy area.
Yeah.
Like not great.
Yeah, it
like
is a little
kind of a
sketchy over
weird
there.
area. And I meet him at night, so it's like I couldn't really see
In a
a lot
dark
of the
parking lot?
in a dark parking lot of his apartment.
Oh, jeez.
And I didn't check out the car at all. And he put
Did
tape.
you film that?
Yes.
Then I saw it.
I filmed the whole
Dude,
thing.
it's like pitch black. You didn't see anything.
Yes. And
Oh.
then he put tape over the check engine
No
light.
way.
Yeah.
There's a check engine light on?
Yes. So my buddy comes with me to look at the car, and he's like, there's tape over the check engine light. And I'm like, oh shit. And then I go, why is the check engine light on? And he's like, and my friend's like, oh, I have a reader in my car. So he reads it, and it pops up the code for catalytic converter. But what it actually says is like emissions or whatever.
Yeah.
And my friend's like, oh, it's not a big deal. It just says emissions. And I'm like, oh, it's chill. No big deal. That's not a big deal. And then even though that's like a $2,000 repair.
To redo the catalytic
Yeah.
controls,
As long as you don't put an aftermarket one in, which I did. So like I bought it, and I remember 2 days later, car overheats, radiator blows.
While you're driving, or was this like a guest?
While I'm driving.
Oh.
So I hadn't even rented it out yet because I had to get the check engine light fixed.
Yeah.
And I had to do some stuff to get it on Turo. So literally 2 days later, I'm going to pick up my friend from, what's that? Waste Management. He goes to the Waste Management, and I'm picking him up. And I literally got pulled over by a cop. And right then, the radiator on the car blew, and I got let go because what I did is I pulled over on the side of the road to try and pick him up from Waste Management, and you're not allowed to do that.
And he pulled you over for that?
Yeah, because I was like impeding traffic or whatever.
Dude, it's busy. When you're picking people up, it's crazy there.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, it's like a once a year golf tournament, and it's like, I think this year, one day, if I'm not mistaken, like 700,000 people went in one day.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So it's busy, and I get pulled over, and the second he comes up to my window, smoke comes up through the car. I'm like, what the hell's happening right now? Eventually, it kind of cools off. I get the car off, and we push it, and I had to get it towed back to the house.
Did the cop help you push it?
Yeah, he did.
Oh my
he did.
gosh.
He did.
That's crazy. But you didn't know what was happening at the time.
I had no clue. Like, my friend said head gasket. All of my friends had no clue what was going on.
Yeah.
So eventually we get it towed back. I'm vlogging the whole time because the second that happens, I'm like, gotta pull up the camera.
Yeah, of course.
So I filmed the whole thing. We get it towed back to the house, which was like $200, not bad.
Yeah.
And I was filming with the tow truck driver.
Oh my
I got a
gosh.
good video out of it.
Yeah.
I was pissed though. And then the next day we show up to the guy's house who sold me the car. And my friend's like, my uncle's a lawyer. We're gonna sue you, all this stuff.
What did the guy
Obviously, the guy didn't speak English. He's like, no English and stuff.
Oh, of course.
So I was like, of course. And he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
So that ended up being a wash. I spent probably $4,000 on repairs throughout the time I had that car. Made maybe $6,000 renting it out, which is not bad.
How long did you have it for?
I had it from probably around February of 2022 up until maybe October, so like 10 months, maybe 9 months. Yeah.
Okay.
So not bad.
And so you had that for 9 months. Did you get a car? You got a car after that, right?
Yeah.
Was it while you had that, you had 2 cars at once?
Yeah, I had 3 actually at once. Or no, 2. 2 was the most I had at once.
Okay.
Right after that, I bought, this car was actually a success. I bought a 2013 Honda CR-V for $11,400, 120,000 miles. I ended up selling that car for like $9,500.
Okay.
And if I remember correctly, and I think I made like $5-6 grand renting it out, so I profited on that.
Did you have any
one.
maintenance issues?
Literally nothing.
Wow.
Like oil change.
That's nice.
Nothing. No tires. Tires were like brand new on that car. So.
If you buy it with new tires, that helps so much.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, so then you sold the Fiesta, then got another one, and then you had 2. So what was the third car you had?
The third car I bought was a 2019 Honda HR-V. I spent like 23 grand on that car.
Wow.
That one I actually probably about broke even, surprisingly.
Okay. What'd you sell it for at the end?
I don't know. To be honest with you, probably around 20.
20? Okay,
20,
that's not bad.
Not
And
terrible.
Then you
I sold it to
rented out?
Carvana.
Did you?
The reason I did is because private sale would have gone for a little more, but a car that expensive is hard to sell for that much more.
Yeah.
But Carvana was offering me like almost full price for it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I remember we're at a time where Carvana was offering people more than what it's worth, even private party, just because they wanted to get inventory.
Yeah. They're a
That's a
terrible
crazy time.
company.
Yeah.
Terrible business model.
That's crazy.
I sold it to Carvana. So yeah. Then I ended up selling all of my cars because I actually bought a house in Milwaukee and I wanted more money to put down on it. And I was just sick of dealing with everyone at the time because I was traveling a lot. So like cars would be rented out while I'm traveling and then a guest calls me about an issue and I'm like, I am not home right now. Like, I'm sorry.
That's
so that was like a whole thing.
Yeah, I feel like once you get to a couple cars, like you kind of have to be focused.
Yeah.
And with you doing YouTube, I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, and I actually want to start doing it again, especially now that I probably have a friend who would be able to help while I'm gone and stuff. So I'm gonna get back into it pretty soon.
Yeah.
It's just about also spending the money on a car again.
Yeah, that's tough. Well, do you know what you'd get if you were to get back in?
Probably another CR-V. Yeah, another like barely on Turo car or like a Prius. I would get like a Prius.
Okay.
Like 120,000 miles.
Barely
2000.
eligible.
Yeah, barely eligible. Yeah. That's what I'd go for.
For reliable cars, That's a good move.
Yeah, I
move
think
for
that's
sure.
the best beginner move in my opinion.
Yeah.
But depends what your strategy is and how much money you have.
Yeah, for sure. So back to the YouTube. So you're up to 240,000 subs. What do you typically see revenue-wise?
On my channel.
Uh-huh.
So I'd say ad revenue, my best month ever was like $10,000 in 1 month. Usually though, it's between like 3 and 6,000. I'd say like 4 to 5 is average
Yeah.
from AdSense. And then I do sponsors every month, and that can probably be another 5 to 10 grand a month. So like in a good month, I'll make 20 grand. In a bad month, I'll probably make 10.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy. And how do you get sponsorships?
I have a buddy, he runs an agency called Creators Agency, and they work with like a bunch of different finance YouTubers from like Graham Stephan, they work with Andre Geek, like Brian Jung, like all the different finance YouTubers. And like I've known that guy probably since I was like 15, 14 years old.
That's
So like
crazy.
we've kind of like known each other the entire time we've been in the YouTube space.
So he's kind of watched your channel grow.
Yeah,
That's
so he
cool.
started working with me and he's been amazing, yeah.
Yeah, that's super cool. So what's your plan with your channel right now? Like what's your goal?
The future, so like right now my focus is actually on like hiring an editor so I can get out more content. Because a lot of people comment on my videos like they like my stuff but they wish I posted more. So like I'm trying to be like even more consistent. And that's kind of something I'm working on. So hiring an editor, getting out a solid like 5-6 videos every month.
Wow,
And then from there, I think the focus is going to be on different kinds of content. Like I've noticed right now, there's like a kind of a trend in like the, I don't know if you've ever seen creators like Tyler Oliveira or Tommy G. They do
sounds
videos
familiar.
where it's like documentaries. They'll go on to like I'll just give you an example. They've gone on to like Skid Row and like film about the homeless people there, or like filming about real stuff, right? And I kind of want to do that, but for money. So
Okay.
like maybe go meet with like some like crime organization, or like go like what Vice has done in the past.
Yeah.
Or I want to do a video where I talk about money laundering in a specific area. It's like I like the crime aspect, or like just like interesting, like like shocking kind of content. That's kind of what I'm
Yeah.
trying to get into
Yeah,
right now.
yeah.
I want to do some of that.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Those
Yeah.
stories do really well.
Yeah, so or like even like just like interesting finance videos. Yeah.
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 So doing YouTube for this long, what do you think's been one of the coolest things you've been able to do?
I've had a lot of cool things I've done, but last year I went to Colombia for a video and I did like a documentary on Pablo Escobar. I went to his house. I got to see where he like hides his money. I met up with like these people who were in Pablo Escobar's family, and they talked about how Pablo Escobar actually didn't get like killed by the police. He actually killed himself, which is like a conspiracy.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it was like a pretty interesting video, and I got to go to Colombia, Medellin, so like that was cool.
That's
That was a
crazy.
fun video.
So you went to his house, like, was
His
it
old
abandoned?
house. No, it's like a tourist destination.
Oh,
like you go
okay.
tour it and stuff.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty cool. And they talk about like how he had planes, how much money he had. Like they said he made an estimated like $35 billion from drug
Holy
trafficking
crap.
throughout his career. And he actually built his own jail. Like when they said he had to go to jail, they let him build his own jail, and it was just all for show. Like it was actually just like a estate. But the locks on the doors didn't actually lock. It was just all for media and looks.
No way.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Do you ever see yourself traveling out of the country like that again to do
Yeah.
stuff like that?
I'm trying to go to Australia in a few months. I actually have a connection with this guy who's like a professional credit card scammer. And he basically does like credit card fraud. Like he did over $5 million worth of fraud like in his lifetime. He worked with like some mafia organizations in Australia.
Yeah.
So like just like I feel like I want to go do a video where I film him like doing his daily endeavors.
That's like total vice.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
So what does that mean? Like they create credit cards?
So like he goes on the dark web and there's like a ton of information leaks of people's credit card numbers. He'll buy them for $30, and you can spend like, depending on how much they have in their bank account, maybe $50 or $3,000, $20,000. And he has like proxies, VPN, so like it's really untraceable. And he knows the security features. Like the first purchase has to be under $1,000, and then he goes to pick it up in store, which is kind of risky, and then it gets confirmed. Like they trust him now because like now that like it's been used at this store before, like the
Yeah.
card kind of trusts him more, and he can do like $2,000-3,000 more on that card
That's
sometimes.
crazy.
So it's like kind of sketchy, but I feel like that stuff's just so interesting to people.
So for something like that, you'd like blur out his name. Like,
Oh yeah, you can't show his identity.
wow, that's.
It's also
wild.
easier when you go to a different country. Like I did one like that in Canada with someone.
Oh, you did?
So yeah,
So what do you buy? Like, what store do you go to?
they'll
What
go
are
to
you
like
buying?
an Apple store or like buy iPhones usually.
And then resell them.
Yeah,
Like, get the
for
cash?
cheap. Yeah, and it's like hella cheap. Yeah,
Wow. So if
Yeah.
I see somebody selling an iPhone, they're probably doing
brand new in the
credit card.
box for cheap. Yeah, they might have stolen it.
That's crazy because I've seen those. I've seen people selling like brand new iPhones
Yeah.
in the box, but I'm like, this is fake.
I used to in high school. I had a business where I had some buyers who they'd sell me brand new in box phones, and I didn't know what it meant because I used to resell phones, and I'd have ads on Craigslist saying I buy phones, and a lot of people would hit me up with brand new in box phones and sell them to me for like cheap, and I always wondered like, what the heck? Like, why is
Yeah.
this so cheap? And then I would
No
flip it
way.
for like $100 profit.
Is that from the credit card scammers? You
I
think?
think, or another scam I heard people used to do is they'd finance phones either in other people's names or in their own names and just screw up their credit and just
Yeah.
never pay the payments and then sell them for cheap.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool to do. Have you ever heard about people doing like getting credit in their kid's name?
Yeah.
Before they're even of age.
Yeah.
And then like defaulting on those.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy with the types of stuff. I definitely don't recommend it, but like going in depth on stuff like that just seems to interest people.
Yeah.
Seems to be a trend right now. That's been like my most popular videos throughout the last year. So I'm kind of doing finance videos, but also the crime aspect, which
Yeah.
I like because like, you know, the channel's called Financial Wolf. So if you know anything about the Wolf of Wall Street and stuff, I guess it makes sense.
And is that where you came up with the name Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah. Yeah, when I was 15, I watched that movie.
And did you create it like right after you watched it or something?
Yeah, I really liked that movie. I was like, I want to be rich when I'm older. I want to drive a Ferrari. You know, that was always my goal. So
Yeah, that's
yeah.
that's so funny. So, what do you think in your channel's history? What do you think's the biggest mistake you've made?
Dude, I think back, I don't know if I have any regrets so far, but I feel like that's easy to say right now.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely things I could have done better. Like I could have, you know, definitely could have made better videos, but like back then I might not have known what I know now.
Yeah.
I lived in Austin, and that was really, really good for my whole YouTube career because I was around a bunch of different creators. But I ended up moving back to like closer to where I live just because I didn't like being far away from my family. So I guess I kind of regret that, but I also don't. So like maybe for YouTube it might have been better, but just for like general life stuff, I do like living where I do now.
Yeah.
So like it was cool being around a bunch of YouTubers though.
Yeah.
I feel like it was definitely good for me.
Yeah. I can imagine how that's helpful.
Yeah.
And for
Go ahead.
I'm blanking. Forgot the question.
Do I regret anything?
No. Oh, I got it. I'm back. For anybody that's wanting to get started on YouTube, what do you have any suggestions or helpful tips for them?
Yeah, I would say in the beginning, focus on quantity, like posting as much as possible, like a few times a week. Just be really consistent, like work hard on your channel. And then after 50 to 100 videos on your channel, when you maybe have 500, 1,000 subscribers, you might be getting 100 or 200, 300 views per video. From there, once you kind of have a little audience base built, you want to focus on quality. So like, then it's like one video a week, maybe one video every week. I have friends who post once a month, but it's a banger, like really, really good. I would say once a week, the best quality video you can make, and spend all of that time that you were on multiple videos a week and then some making the best like one video a week. And the most important thing on a video, like I don't make any videos without my title and thumbnail already planned out. Like I know what the thumbnail's gonna, I usually at least know what the title's gonna be, and I at least have an idea for the thumbnail before even making the video. Sometimes I make the thumbnail and title before even making the video.
That's smart. I've heard people saying that's like one of the most important pieces.
It's like out of the viral videos I have, all of them are because the title thumbnail is good.
Wow.
Yeah, like I've had great videos. Like the Columbia one was a great video. Got like 25,000 views because the thumbnail itself wasn't like that good.
So what do you see are people's biggest mistakes they make when you look at other people's channels?
Usually thumbnail title for sure. I would say fast-paced editing, like retention is really, really important. Like on a video, you want to get between like 55 and 70% watch time. 70% is like really, really good. But like if you can get above 50%, 60% watch time, that's kind of where you want to be. Like
Yeah.
you want people watching it over half the video. So
Yeah.
make it fast paced. Intro is the most important part. And if you want to like be slow paced, do it at the end of the video. Like do it at the end.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's smart. Cool. Any other thoughts for the viewers?
Thank you guys so much for watching. You gotta drop a like and subscribe. I'm excited for our stuff we're doing. We're going over his Turo fleet right now. Today we took a look at, you know, all the Teslas, the Ferraris, the BMWs.
Yeah, we took a look. Yeah, we took a look at everything. Out of everything you've seen so far, what's been your favorite car?
Definitely the Ferrari. We got to ride in that. I also like the Tesla Plaid that we went into. That was sick. But I would say the Ferrari is an easy winner. I probably, like if I were to pick a car to daily drive, it would be that BMW M2 or M3. That car is like bucket seats, super nice.
Yeah, that's a cool car. Well, I appreciate everybody watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
Peace.